So this isn't really a review. It's more of just like a collection of thoughts from all three of my viewing experiences. So I'm just gonna just go ahead and read them. So this is the first one. I like this movie a lot. I like it a whole lot. Best score of the years, hands down. Gonna let it settle for a second. So that was the first one. This is the second one. There's nothing you can do to rid your filmic opinions away from your subjective viewing experiences. I saw this several days ago, and it was one of the best theater experiences I've ever had. It was the first time in a long time where I felt I was in the right place at the right time, and my viewing ascended some cathartic plane. Everything clicked. I didn't like the writing in places, the performances were spotty, annoyingly crass filmmaking at moments, but those imperfections only added to why I loved it. Its themes are undefined, it subscribes to an understanding rather than a thesis statement. The plot is conventional, yet unorthodox. And most of all, it's just over 90 minutes. The 90-minute movie is a lost art. With all that being said, I still don't know how to throw my admiration into coherence. However, I saw this movie again. I wanted to understand why I loved it so much. I still don't have a full discernible reason why, other than listing specific elements I admired, which seems reductive. I was ready to feel the warmth that this gave me for the first time. Yeah, I was ready. In a theater totaling 3 viewers, a lone gentleman sits 3 chairs down from me in an otherwise empty back row. Red flag. He begins to crinkle and crunch. This isn't uncommon. I'm tolerant. They eventually run out of food or get full. But it continues. For an hour. He brought multiple items, all of which were exceptionally loud. At this point, my entire viewing experience has had absolutely nothing to do with Eileen, and it has been hijacked by the degenerate prick sitting to my left. What do you do in this situation? To move away from him makes my frustration very obvious, and for someone who clearly lacks social awareness and base decency, the possibility of malicious retaliation is a rational fear. Let's say I move and nothing bad happens. My anxious ass would still be thinking about it the entire time. There's really no winning in a situation like this. I let out a heavy sigh. He stops eating. Wasn't my intention to stop him with a sigh, but okay, cool. He begins grunting. I'm not fucking joking. He began a steady series of grunts in 4-second intervals, followed by a throat clear. Climax of the film, he starts playing with his belt. Nope, I'm out of here. Done. Bye-bye. God, sometimes I wish I had the ability to be confrontational without thinking about it for a week. Look, I don't know if this dude was getting freaky or not, but either way, he deserved to be at least be called out for his bullshit when I walked out. Could have been as little as a sharp, angry glance. That's all to say this film may forever be tainted by this guy. I certainly didn't feel anything close to what I felt during the first viewing. Should I give it another shot? Will it matter? Should I start assaulting people? So that was my second review. And this is my third. I did it. I saw it a third time. Empty theater, motherfucker. Let's fucking go. The curse has been lifted. I once again have so many thoughts that aren't cohesive enough to intelligently put into words. I'll say a few things that are worth mentioning, though. One thing that kept crossing my mind was John Mouse's Cop Killer and how this narrative fits the philosophy of that particular song in both the literal and figurative sense up until the final minutes, but ultimately rejects the philosophy in place of a far truer transcendence. Eileen's desires are radical for both her time and herself, and she sees Rebecca as the transcended being. It's a tale as old as civilization. The classically radical act as both the enemy and the fetish of repression and conservatism. But ever so often, those classically transcended tend to be steeped in narcissism and superiority disguised as liberated confidence. They manipulate the repressed to no end. Nasty stuff. Yet the repressed fall for it nearly every time. The classically liberated are the stars of the show. They are seen. Eileen slip into anonymity without committing her righteous act of self-liberation, i.e., killing herself, killing her father, framing her father, is paramount to her true, unadulterated transcendence. This movie is 1, 2, 3. Things are left behind and things are left unsaid. I love the way it moves so much. This is my holdovers and its immersion for the period. Love will make you do crazy things. Yeah, I can attest to that. I'd rather see movies by myself, though, and you don't know how glad I am.